Hello friends, welcome to this webinar. This is Techpreneur. We promised to hold a webinar just a few months ago, and this is one of the series, alright? We are going to be doing a recording so you guys can understand what we're trying to do. Alright, just as you've been told, we want to get a job. As you can see right on the screen, we have unlocking your career path, beginner's guide to landing your dream job. This is what we are going to be talking about in a few minutes. All right, please. We've had issues with network, right? And the software also tried using earlier. The most disgusting stuffs here has been the network stuff, right? Please, I just want you to pay attention. I understand that some of you couldn't connect due to the fact that the the network you've been using, or there hasn't been stable connectivity. But as a result of that, we just want to run through this process so you guys can learn and understand what we're about doing. All right, unlocking your career path, beginner's guide to landing your dream job. First, let's look at the table of content. We will be talking about four major things here. We talking about the first one, acquiring tech skills, securing internship, crafting an impressive CV, and securing a job. Now, this is beginners friendly. No matter your level of expertise, you will need this video. You can be a beginner, intermediate, or an expert, right? Just follow through this video. Section 1, we have acquiring tech skills. Now, let's quickly talk about acquiring tech skills, all right? Because I've had a lot of people reach out to me saying that where do I even start from? I'm new to the tech industry, so I don't know much about tech and stuff like that. So this is where you have to start from. First, before you dive into becoming a tech guru, you have to first identify your interest, right? So we are looking at the steps. This is very important. We have to identify our interest, our area of interest, so you won't get into something you're not, you just lose conscious of something you couldn't finish. It's one thing to start something, it's another thing to continue with it. So if you do not have interest in it, all in the name of money, you will lose interest. All right. Okay. I hope you guys can hear me. All right. Okay. All right. I have found myself in like several occasions like that, where I got into something all in the name of the money. I thought, okay, when I learn the stuff, I'm gonna start making money overnight. It doesn't work like that. Unfortunately, I lost interest. I couldn't continue no more. So it is still the same thing. You have to identify your area of interest. This is where self-evaluation comes in. You have to evaluate yourself, what you really want to do. There are some persons that don't like technical stuffs, right? They don't like technical stuffs. They just like, all right, let's just go straight to the point. And if you are in this category of persons or these categories, please, what you have to do first is not to go for the money bag. Identify and do some self-reflection so as to know what you are doing. Just like those that are not technically inclined, you wouldn't want to do web development, right? It's not something that will encourage you, or if you try to do it, you will just get overboard. You will get to a point where you are done, right? You get tired of it because what you were really after, it wasn't really your interests, know what you um are wired for. It's actually what people has been saying about the stuff. All right, I learned some stuff that people hyped a lot some years ago. Then when I got into it, I couldn't finish it because that wasn't my area of interest. I just went there because people talked about it. So you have to do self-evaluation to identify your area of interest within the tech industry. This area of interest can be web development, content writing, Facebook ads, WordPress design, data science, cybersecurity, so many of them. Then step two, research. Research learning resources. Explore various learning resources, including online courses. Example, we have Techpreneur Academy. We just launched a Techpreneur Academy. All right, then you attend coding bootcamps, tutorials, and open source projects. This will help you. Consider your preferred learning style. We have our way of learning, how we learn and assimilate better. Okay, the other person may be the one that reads at noon. You may not be the person that reads at noon. So those are some of the considerations you have to look at. You have to look at yourself. Self-evaluation is very important because if you didn't get this right, you don't get it right, you will lose focus, right? Then consider your time commitment also, your budget when choosing resources. Just as there are high budgets, there are low budget, there are courses that are high, there are some academy that charge high. All right, that doesn't mean that the resources are not good. If you have a high budget, go for them. All right, then this tech program we just launched, we try to make everything simple and easy for everybody, no matter your area or your level. You can afford the courses. All right, we even made a way where you can stop paying instrumentally. All right, so you can learn because we are really ready to guide you through the process. This is important. Consider your preferred learning style, how you learn. People are wired differently. Your budget when choosing resources, very important. Then step three, create a learning plan. You have to develop a personalized learning plan, outlining the tech skills you want to acquire. Develop a personalized learning plan outlining the tech skills you want to use or you want to acquire. The learning resources you will use and a realistic timeline for completion. This is important. You have to set all of the stuff. It's like setting a goal, right? It has to be goals. Set specific achievable goals and track your progress regularly. This is where you need a mentor. Just for example, I personally, January, I had goals for the year. I wrote everything down and action plan that, okay, before we get to a time like this, before we get to the first or second month of the year, I should be able to achieve stuff like this. I should be able to achieve that. So those are realistic goals. All right, then I noted my action plans, what I was gonna be doing. Okay, now this time I should be doing something like this in order to achieve my goals, right? These are what you have to set because if you do not set this and put things in place like this, it will be very difficult. Develop a learning plan, outline the tech skills you want to acquire, the learning resources you will use, and a realistic timeline for completion. Set specific achievable goals and track your progress regularly. This is where you need a mentor. Mentors guide you. Mentors guide you. Don't work isolatedly. Don't work alone. Don't try to achieve all of your goals alone. You get tired. You'll be very discouraged. So the people or the set of persons that come in then our mentors. They come to help you. This is one of the benefits we'll be having in our academy. All right, you're going to be having a one-on-one mentorship. Your goals, all everything, your assignment, everything. We are going to make sure everything is tracked. You will be questioned, right? So there will be deadlines. We have to be specific. We have to achieve our goals. And these courses will take 2 months. Some of you it will take two. Some processes it will take 3 months. You'll be projects. I mean projects, real work. That's what you're going to be doing. All right. Then we have step 4. Start learning. When you've discovered your area of interest, you've done your research on the learning resources like Techpreneur Academy. You start learning. All right. You start learning. Immediately you done developing your personalized plan. You start learning. Dedicate consistent time to learning and practicing tech skills. Apart from your tutors or your course mates, what you have to be doing also is to start practicing. It can be coding exercises, building projects, or participating in online communities. This is one of the advantages we have. Stay motivated by setting milestones, celebrating achievements, and seeking support from peers and mentors. Right? You have to stay motivated, and sometimes you won't always be motivated without people, without a mentor, without seeing your fellow course mates, right? Those are some of the stuff you need to do, and we'll be helping you achieving those goals, right? If you join us. Then this is the second section, which is section 2, securing tech internship. You've done learning, you've done your research, you've seen your area of interest, you've looked for resources, right? Then you've mapped out your plan, you started learning, and you're done learning. The next step you have to take is securing tech internships. All right, this is very important. Step 1: understand the importance of internship. Internship is a must for any tech person. You want to become a professional, you need internship. Most of the tech gurus we know in the world today started out as an intern. All right. Then step 2: research internship opportunities. There are thousands upon thousands of internship opportunities out there. We do post most of these internships sometimes. We post them. All right. Then step 3: prepare your application materials. All right. Here is where you have to craft a compelling resume highlighting your tech skills, relevance, experience, and projects. Write personalized cover letters expressing your interest in specific internship roles and demonstrating your qualification. Now, during your internship, if you just want to be employed, what you have to do is prepare your application materials just like you are going for a real job. You have to submit your application. You may not have experience, no problem. You just have to have your resume or your CV, then just crafting your tech skills relevant. If you've done projects during the course of your study, you can put everything in there. Then step 4: ask your interview. You still have to prepare for interview in internship. Yeah, I've done that. I've interviewed a lot of um intern guys. Those wanting to intern with us, I've interviewed them a lot of times. Now I'm speaking to you from the point of an HR. These are what they are actually looking for. All right, these are what HRs look for. You can be an intern or an expert, intermediate, whatever, what level you're in. These are what we look for. All right, emphasize your passion for technology and willingness to learn and contribute to the team. These are some of the stuff that should be in your CV, all right? Then we have section 3, crafting an impressive CV. This is important. If you haven't paid attention, you guys can still hear me. Can you hear me? All right. Okay. All right. Good to know. Craft an impressive CV. Understand CV components. Now let's deal with this because this is where a lot of you are making mistakes. I mean, grievous mistakes. All right. You have to learn the key components of a CV, including the professional summary. Some of you don't understand or don't know what a professional summary is. Technical skills section, work experience, project, and education. Now, when we talk about education here, we're not referring to your high school education. We are talking about your university, your higher education, or you may not be your graduates. You might have or must have acquired some certifications or some certificates in different skills, right? And from different institutions, just put it there. It must be a university certification. It can be a tech certification, right? If you went to the university, it's a plus for you, right? Then we have professional summary. Just state within one or two sentences what you do, who you are. Just state it clear and concise. Then your technical skills, all right? Then your work experience. Your work experience should cover the almost half of the pages, half of the space on your CV, right? So your work experience should cover that. And your project is not really necessary, but you need to add some links to your CV if it's necessary. Not all the time. We don't always accept links. All right. During your when you come to your work experience, you can put in the relevant experience you had, the team you worked with, what you guys achieved, the goals and stuff like that. The step two, you have to tailor your CV. Tailor your CV or your resume to tech roles. This is important. I've always been saying this and I will continue to say this. Customize your CV for specific tech roles. Please, one thing we do is we do research on job openings, then post it in the community. Now, when we're done posting it, the next thing you should do is not to start applying immediately. Of course, you will apply, but just tailor your CV. Make sure everything is tailored. Don't be random. Don't be random. You see, I've received like hundreds of messages that they've not been getting feedback from HRs or from companies. It's because you've not been tailoring your CV. There's what we call ATS. ATS is an AI that help streamline application process, right? They streamline the CVs, the resumes you submitted. It reduces the workload on the HR. All right. What this AI does is it looks for it looks for keywords according to the descriptions. So there are JDs who post jobs with JDs. Sometimes we give you links to the JD. JD is simply in the job descriptions, right? So we put in some of these JDs sometimes so you can tailor your resume to suit or to fit whatever they posted. Sometimes it may not your CV or your experience may not align with the the JDs, all right. But what you have to do is make sure your CV align with what we posted, so you can get feedback from them. This is the only way. This is one of the ways, rather. This is one of the ways. This is one of the ways you can be assured that okay, they will receive a notification from them. They will give you feedback. Tailor your CV. This is important. I have been saying this from day one. and I'll continue to say it. I hope you guys can hear me. All right. Customize your CV for specific tech roles by highlighting relevant tech skills or technical skills, projects, and experiences. Use action, verbs, and quantifiable achievement to demonstrate your impact and capabilities. Step 3. Format your CV effectively. Format your CV effectively. Ensure your CV is well organized, easy to read, and visually appealing. Use clear headings, bullet points, and consistent formatting to enhance readability. This is important. Don't send MS Word doc CVs. If you send that to me, I wouldn't even open your CV. CV should be converted to PDF, not doc. Some of you rather followed trend on X last week about a sister. She's an HR profession, so she's into HR actually. She posted some stuff on her timeline, tweeted actually that the reason she rejects some of your applications, she listed out some of the reasons. Says some of you post or sends of doc type, that seeing that alone, she rejects it. She didn't even open your CVs because that's not professional at all. So your CVs should be well organized. It should be converted to PDF. All right, it's in PDF format. Then step 4, proofread and review. Proofread your CV carefully to catch any spelling or grammatical errors. Ask a trusted friend, mentor, or career advisor to review your CV and provide feedback. This is important. You can reach out to me, all right, if you need improvement in your CVs or you're not sure, you can reach out to me. Say, please, here is my CV. I want to apply for this role. Is it good? Or I will go through it and tell you what you need to do. All right. Don't forget we have CV revamping or writing service here at Techpreneur. You can reach out to us to help you craft your CVs, right? Okay. Don't forget the point we've noted. There are CV formats, and there is a CV formats. Not anyhow. It's not redoc stops. Please stop that. It doesn't make no sense at all. Because you keep applying and not get feedback from those guys. You won't get feedback from me. Personally, I reject doc or formats as a CV. I don't accept it. Just like what I said earlier, I wouldn't even open your CVs or your resume. It doesn't make no sense at all. It doesn't make no sense. Okay? Let it be well organized, easy to read, and visually appealing. Right? Section 4. Section 4. Navigating the text search process. Optimize your online presence. Your LinkedIn is your second resume or your second CV you have. Please, after your resume or your CV, the next profile you have is your LinkedIn account. This is important. So if you don't have a LinkedIn account, immediately we're done with this class, kindly go on and create a LinkedIn account. Please, it's important. LinkedIn is a professional social media platform for job seekers and professional. Now, there you see those looking for job and those that hire, right? Create and maintain a professional profile on platforms like LinkedIn, GitHub, and if you can have a professional website to showcase your skills, projects, and achievement, it's awesome. All right, that's powerful. As you can see now, you can find Facebook here. No Facebook, no Instagram, no no X, you can find them here. LinkedIn is what companies go after. If you send a resume, when I'm done looking at what you submitted or what you sent, the next thing I'll do is go to your LinkedIn account and see who you really are. LinkedIn is not for cruise. You don't cash cruise on LinkedIn. Hope you guys can hear me. These are important stuff you have to note, alright? Then you are a developer, you need GitHub, very important. Then your professional or personal website. If you have a personal website, it's awesome. It's awesome. Very, very important. To do that, you have to buy your domain, then host your domain name so people can see. When you apply for job, just tell them this is the link to my personal portfolio online. All right, you can get a job. That's like you've done 50% of the work. You're trying to tell the hiring manager that you are good. You know what you're doing. You're not a confused being. Okay. Now again, let me quickly give you a secret here. Let me just give you some tips. All right. Please, if you do not have money, you do not have money. You're just starting out to on a website. What you do is go to Canva, canva.com. When you get to Canva, if you have an account with them, good. If you didn't have an account with them, open an account with them. Then, when you're done opening your account with your email, what you do next is go to the search bar. Get to the search bar, search portfolio website. Then, when you're done searching portfolio website, some portfolios will pop up. Then start looking for the one that suits you. Start looking for the one that are relevant to you. There are portfolio for this one. You don't need no money. You can even achieve this with a free Canva. All right. These are the one of the secrets I'm revealing here. All right. Now you don't because I've seen professionals. I've seen professionals using Canva as a portfolio. They build the portfolio on Canva. Like I'm talking about real world professionals. There's a lady from India. She's good. She's into freelancing. She teaches people She has hundreds of students around the world. This is what she used, and she's still using it today, right? She uses that today, even up to now. She even owned a YouTube channel where hundreds of persons come and learn from her. She has paid courses for freelancers, right? She's in India. She's been to conferences and several stuff like that. Yet, if you want to check her portfolio, everything is on Canva. All right. Now, when you're done with that, you can be a photographer, graphic design. Then just customize it. Put your picture there. What you do, just write some summary about what you do. Then the project you've worked um on. All right. Write down some of those projects. If you have some stuff you have to upload, you upload them. All right. Can be graphics upload. Can be web design uploads. Just do all of those stuff. It's important. Then you can download your portfolio from Canva. You can download it. So when you apply for jobs and they require that you send in a link to your portfolio, or they request that you send in a link to your portfolio, what you do is just copy the link and send it to them. They won't even know. There won't be Canva like anything like Canva there. There will be Canva. It's just a link, a direct link that leads to your portfolio. This is absolutely free. It's a free stuff. You don't have to pay a dime for it. All right. That's a secret I just revealed now. For those of you complaining, for those complaining coming to my DMs, Please, that's what you need, all right? Then you have to prepare for interviews. This is important. Research companies thoroughly, understand their product, services, and culture, and thoughtfully prepare thoughtful questions to ask during interviews. Please, you can start putting down your questions because I've got some questions here on my smartphone. I've been receiving questions, so I will answer some of your questions. All right. Step three: prepare for interviews. Research companies thoughtfully or thoroughly understand their products, services, and culture, and prepare thoughtful questions to ask them also during an interview. HRs are not just the only one asking questions, or yeah, company's representatives. You can still ask questions during an interview. All right, don't be too rigid. All right, ask questions also. All right, because I've had a lot of persons miss that. They've missed that. I've recommended some persons like tens of them. I've recommended them for a job. Then I told them I gave them just a summary of what the company do. All right. Then I even send them some of their social media links, their website link, to do research on them before they go for the interview. A lot of them missed that. They didn't do research. They just went for an interview like that. It's like I think we have to do a different webinar on interview, right? I think we have to do a different webinar for that. All right. Okay. We'll prepare for that when the time comes. All right. Please make sure you do research. Make sure you do research on the companies you intend working with. Then during the interview, don't forget to ask your questions too. Negotiate job offers. This is step four. Research market rate and salary expectation for tech roles in your location and industry. Most of the time when you're done with the interview, just um, before you get out of the office, they may ask, okay, what's your expectations when it comes to salary, right? You can tell them you can't just be random. You can't tell them, well, I don't know, whatever you pay me. No, 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 no. You don't act like that. You're a professional. It can be an eternal opportunities, right? Just tell them, okay, this is my expectation, so they can tell you what they can offer, right? That's important. That's section four, navigating your job search process. Please, I hope you're gaining value from this webinar already. Then we're done question and answer. Okay, let's look at some of the questions. Annie, you have and have questions. Okay, when to know when you're job ready? To know when you're job ready is first you need to get a skill, just like we've talked or we've discussed so far. Get a skill, get relevant internship or experiences. If there are no internship, work with your peers, all right? Work with your fellow students. Work with your fellow students. Important. Join someone. You can be a social media manager. What you have to do, if there are no internship opportunities, just look for a company to help assist. It can be a volunteer work. They mustn't pay you, but what you're trying to do is get experience, right? You're getting experience. I did that for 6 months. I worked with different organizations without a pay, right? Because I was trying to build my portfolio. I did that years ago, right? Please, this will help you. The money is not really the problem in the beginning. If you set a goal, you want to achieve something, you can actually do whatever it takes to achieve that goal, right? Please, if there are free opportunities to help businesses, to help them build their websites, please do it. Now, I'm not saying you should use your money. When it comes to building a website, there are some payment that has to be made. Just tell them, please, I'm gonna help you build this website for free, but you have to pay for domain name, some stuff like that. You get my point, right? There are opportunities like that. Apart from that, you can even start with your own social media handles or your social media pages. You can start. Some of you are actually looking for opportunities, someone to hire you, whereas you have your social media page that you haven't managed. For example, as a social media manager, uh, there are some of the stuffs you need to consider. These are one of them, right? Start managing your page. That's a portfolio already. You get the point, all right? It doesn't have to be extravagant like that. You can just start from somewhere. You don't need to have everything all together to start something. No. Gain relevant experience, work with your peers, volunteer for people in whatsoever field you're in. Gain internship experience, very important. Work for people for free. Then there is a community. We have techpreneur community. Ask questions, ask relevant questions. All right, you get answers. All right, please, it's important. I hope I've been able to answer your question. A mentor, I'm not sure of that yet. Okay, I'm not giving you an answer to that. If you want me to mentor you, you will work. I mean, you will do a lot of stuff. I will stress you. Now, not my work now. Your work, something that will help you. Huh? Let's look at it. I'm not giving you an insurance. I'm going to think about it. All right. Now, I've got some questions sent to me, like almost like 6, 7 questions here. I'm just going to select the ones to answer because of time. We should be out of here in 10 minutes time. All right. Some of you are saying that you don't know what to do when it comes to getting started in tech. That you're just new to the system. What should I do? Okay. Now I think this person asking this question, please kindly go through the webinar again. That's where we started from. Make sure you know what you're doing. What's your interest? Stop trying to imitate what the other person said. Okay, don't go by general consensus, like what people agreed on that. Okay, if you learn the skill, you'll become. Don't go for the money yet. You won't even complete your course. It's important. Go for what you like, what you want, and what you want to become in life, right? When it comes to your career, all right? Please go for what you want. So beginner, you can even reach out to us. Can you send me a direct message? Then we can guide you. And don't forget, when you're done doing your research on what you want to do, reach out to us. We just launched an academy tonight, so you can get the course you want. All right. Okay, that's it. We won't be taking all of the questions here. We've got like 8 questions. Please, I promise us that within 40 something minutes we should be done with the webinar. Some of them are not available due to the network issue. It's fine, alright? That's the reason this video is being recorded. For some of you. Okay, here is another question. Okay, alright, now why is it that when I send my applications, I don't get feedback from HRs or hiring managers. Okay, it's because of tailoring. We talked about that. We try to go back to the slide here. You can see the step to here. Tailor your CV to tech roles. It's important. So the reason you're not getting feedback from them is number one, you're not tailoring your CV. I can tell you for free. You have to tailor your CV or your resume in order to get feedback from these people. All right? Tailor your CV. Immediately we post a job, the next thing is not to start applying. Look at their JDs, their job descriptions, then tailor your CV or your resume to that before you start applying. Hope I've answered your question. Okay, as a newbie in the tech space, what skill do you want me to learn? Okay, as a newbie, we just talked about that also. We talked about that. We talked about that. The skill to learn is what you're interested in. I guess I've answered this question like up to 3 times. Go for what you like. Go for what you really passionate about. It can be graphic design, it can be web development, it can be it can be digital marketing, right? It can be affiliate marketing. It can be content creation, it can be WordPress design, right? It can be video editing, social media management. So we have all of these courses and more. All right. If you're interested in any of these courses, reach out to us. All right. I think I've answered your question. Okay, now please let's take the last one. Let's take the last question here. All right. Is this a complaint or what? Yeah, you get hired. You get hired. Sometimes some companies would have to retain you due to your your level of commitment and your knowledge, right? Some persons interned with organization, and when it was time for them to go, the company decided not to let them go. They hired them full time. I've worked in a place like that. I actually went there for an internship. They converted me into staff. I mean full time staff. So what I what I told them was, please, I think I need to go. I actually came here for internship. I have my plans in, so I needed to go. So they allowed me to go. But I was actually converted into staff, full time staff. I was attending our staff meeting. Okay, going for seminars, right? It was a software company. Depends on your level of intuitiveness, your level of commitment. If they see that you're good at what you do, you'll be hired. You have a good character, well mannered. Just like some persons that will be working with us, that is, some of our tutors will be working with us, right? We just want to see some of their commitment, then they can just start working with us after the courses, all right? Can start working with us full time. So I think I've answered your question. Let me take this last one. So, what do you tell or what advice do you have for a newbie that is considering taking up a career in tech? All right, please go through the video again. Go through this webinar again. You will have you'll know what we've discussed. All right. I think the video will answer your question. I guess I've answered that question a lot of time. Go through the video again. Go through it again. But before that, know what you're interested in. Go for your interest. Join an academy. Buy a course. You can join us at Techpreneur Academy. Then from there, you will gain relevant experience. Sometimes you will have to intern with us. You'll need a a one-on-one mentorship, which we'll be offering too, right? And sometimes some of you guys will be graduating from our academy will be offered internship, like 2-3 months internship, right? So we'll make sure we look for how you can get a full-time job when you're done with it. All right. I think we've come to the end of this class or this webinar. Thank you guys. I really do appreciate your time and your um your dedication. We are committed to making sure every one of you gain experience, become tech relevant. All right. Thank you and do have a wonderful night. Bye bye.